This is Audible.
Podium Audio presents Brimstone, Book 2 of the Fae and Alchemy series, written by Callie Hart, performed by Anthony Palmini and Stella Bloom. Prologue. Kingfisher. A wolf was a versatile creature, adaptable. When part of a pack, it was part of something larger than itself. It had a role to play and a place in the way of things. There was safety to be found in a pack. But a wolf could survive alone too. In the dead of the midnight forest, surrounded by predators on all sides, a wolf could slip like a shadow through the trees. He could take refuge in darkened corners, stalking prey of his own. He could wait out his enemies and bite back when they struck, especially when he held a god sword in his hands. I was ready for the vampire when he came. He had been trailing me like a wraith through the echoing halls of Amontreath since I'd left Ceres's chambers. I'd felt him out there, simmering, waiting. Reading the living took no great skill. There were those who had spent centuries honing their abilities to control their feelings. It paid to ensure your thoughts and feelings remained private as a member of the Fae. But no matter how practiced a person was at hiding their feelings, their bodies always gave them away in the end. It was unavoidable. Emotions painted the blood. Happiness, anger, sorrow, lust. Each gave off its own energy, a vibration, if you will. In the same vein, each of them had its own scent. The Fae betrayed subtle indicators of their moods, no matter how good they were at masking their emotions. The scents humans gave off could be overwhelming at times. Humans were not good at taming their feelings. They felt everything so rudely, right out in the open, with no awareness of how their reactions might affect those with finer senses. The dead were a different story. Without a beating heart, their blood was barren black slurry in their veins. The only time a member of the Sanazrathian court gave off any scent at all was after they had fed, when the spark of life that lingered in their victim's blood still echoed with the emotions they had felt as they died, like the faintest trace of perfume that lingered after a hug. An hour ago, my head had been full of petrichor as I'd sat next to my mate, listening to the lilt of her voice as she'd bombarded Tal with questions about the blood court. Ever since she'd woken, she'd been relentless, trying to understand, to prepare, to ready herself for what was to come. The foundations of our plan were laid, and Ceres understood the part she had to play in carrying them out, but she was nervous. Considering that she had been human only days ago, she was already far more accomplished at tapping down her feelings than she had been. But my nose was sharper than most. I'd sensed her hesitation. It was like the scent of hot stone after rain. I'd been breathing her in, drowning in her, when I'd detected the other smell. The vampire must have fed on a prodigious amount of blood before it had taken up its hiding place. Crouched in the dark outside Ceres's chambers, I'd excused myself, headed out into the hall, and gone looking for the rot. 2 floors down, heading into the bowels of the Black Palace, I found it with the point of my blade. The vampire was beautiful. He possessed a face that might have been ordinary in life, the kind of skin that might eventually have turned dull and sagged. But in death, he had been preserved, perfect, high cheekbones, a regal, aquiline nose,